We're live again, and now we have the boat on the bridge, and you can have this microphone, and I take the other one. Yeah,
All right.
yeah, get together. Harman and Richard, tell me a little bit about everything since the start.
Everything since the start, yeah. Well, I think this race again had everything in it. A lot of wind, a lot of areas with no wind at all. So, yeah, strange land effects. It's a surprise again.
Okay,
Again,
even
yeah.
though you should know the route now.
Yeah, the route is okay, but everything changes so
Yeah.
much. The weather,
Yeah,
it's really it's an interesting area, especially when you go all around Denmark.
yeah.
There's so much happening. Yeah.
This is your first time.
Yeah, it's my first time. And,
Yeah, what do you think?
it was a tough race. I think the first half was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? It was a fast race up to Skagen, fast back down. We had a little bit of a low wind at Copenhagen,
Yeah.
where we were idle for a little while, but our competition was idle for a longer time, so that was actually great for us.
Yeah.
Then obviously, I mean, the beat back from Bornholm is long. You know that.
Yeah.
You know that it's going to happen. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then actually today was, I think, the toughest day of all days, because
Yeah.
I mean, you're already a little bit tired. We were like crazy battling with the jingle and.
We were surprised
and the
at the little belt because we
Yeah,
came
tell
in
us
with
about that.
very little
Yeah.
wind,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, Jingo got parked, and we were close like I think 5 boat lengths to them again.
Yeah.
And then together we drifted with the current under the bridges. And all of a sudden, at one bridge, there was Bell.
Yeah.
She was laying
He
there
was
for
parked
hours
there.
already because
Yeah.
it was upstream. And we went downstream, drifted to it. So then all of a sudden, the three were together again.
Yeah, the three of us drifted through the second bridge
Yeah.
in like 5 minutes time, all three.
Then they picked up a little bit of wind, a
Yeah.
little bit earlier. So they were off and we were still parked. And we
Yeah.
had to hoist the spinnaker and try to catch some wind and get out. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I was just reviewing it on the track up, and it is really a total restart. Between the bridges.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's nice.
And I talked to Frank, the guy from Jingo, and what he said was it was so patchy, it was so. That was
That's crazy.
It was pure luck to
Yeah.
who got out and
It
who
was like a tombola.
Yeah.
One time you could be sailing and then all of a sudden you were parked.
Yeah.
No wind at all. And why?
Yeah.
You see your competitor maybe 100 meters away from you and he's sailing away. He's got wind. So it was really a big
Yeah.
surprise again.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Was it hard mentally for you when you kind of got stuck behind or left behind where the two others sailed away? Or how do you feel it?
That's what always happens. But what's hard for a sailor is there's no wind. That's
Yeah.
I think that's the toughest part for a sailor.
I
But
agree.
you know it happens, but it's also always a little bit sad if it happens to you, right? And the others do sail away.
Yeah.
That's a bit unfair, but I mean that's sailing. That's what it's like. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Yeah, for sure. Any highlights of something in particular that you?
Highlights. There are 5 days of highlights, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the battling that we did and us trying to catch up after we had a pretty big distance between us at Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Trying to catch up, and I mean that's pretty tough. Working for days and days to
Yeah.
constantly come closer, measure, getting closer, almost there.
Yeah.
And then at Lillebelt we were there.
Yeah.
So we were pretty happy, and then they slipped away again. And we said, okay, this is how it's gonna be, I guess.
Yeah, that must have been annoying. But okay, as you say, that's how it is.
That's how you play the game. That's
Yeah.
what always happens. And then sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not. No.
Anything? Any damage to the boat or anything?
No, nothing. No.
That's good. And the anchor is still on board. I have to mention it. I promised the guy from the race bureau because the story with you last year where you dropped the anchor at the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I still got all my anchors.
Yeah. Actually, we did use one at
Oh, yeah.
Copenhagen because we were drifting backwards. So we did use one,
Oh,
and
really?
we still
Yeah.
have it on board. So
Okay, perfect.
So now that's why you was with
Make sure to
control
tie
the
the knot.
anchor.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right, guys. Yeah, we're really happy you're here, and we're also happy that now it's summer now in Denmark. You know?
Yeah, it
That's how
started.
it is.
All of a sudden,
yeah, because last few days at night it was pretty cold.
Yeah,
It was really cold at night.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Probably still is tonight.
Yeah.
The last question about the watch. What's your status now? Are you
My status
recharge
now?
or are you
let me see. My status now is body battery. I'm down to 5.
You're on 5
So
again?
I
okay.
need refueling.
Yeah, that's the
Absolutely.
single hand mode.
Absolutely. And then the stress level.
I can't really see it on this
Can't
one.
see it?
No, but it looks
like-
okay, I can see it. It looks okay. That might be better. Yeah. Okay.
It's from the last 4 hours.
All right. So you have been working.
Yeah, we have
oh yeah,
been working.
oh yeah.
We've
All
been
working
trying to
in.
catch up. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
been working. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I had a fun question, whatever that was. Do you have anything to add? Anything I didn't ask you about that you wanna?
Oh. We want to take a shower and drink a beer.
Yeah, it sounds like a good plan. Okay. All right, I'll shut it down once again. Thank you for coming, and I hope to see you again next year, maybe even. Let's see
Thanks
what
for
happens.
organizing.
Yeah.
I think it's a great race because it's so different. There's so many aspects about navigation, weather.
Managing your fitness,
Yeah.
managing, your sleep, and making sure that you're not tired at the same time, both of you, because then you basically lose the game there.
Yeah.
So that was, but I think we managed that pretty well.
I think it's a difficult race, but it's really worth it. That's what makes it so special around Denmark. All the things you have to calculate with.
Yeah.
It's,
And then the length in itself, I think, also is not usual for many sailors to go that far.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember my question now. Do you know how long you sailed actually with calculating the upwind beating?
I think in terms of miles, what did you say? Like 7?
we sailed in total 712 miles,
712.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the average was
That's a pretty long. That's a pretty long.
5.74.
5.74. That's the average speed.
Yeah.
All right.
There was a time it was up to 7.5, 8, but
Okay.
the
Yeah.
last few days,
You run out of luck. Yeah. The Danish vacuum clean.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. I'll leave it. Thanks.